Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. I wanted to say thank you to all the subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Set that notification bell on all so you'll be notified whenever we drop a video or whenever we go live. It'd be highly appreciated. We're trying to reach that 7,000 subscriber goal. And also the like button. Very important button there for the content creators. Really helps the channel out. It's a good way to support the channel. And without money being involved or anything, it only takes a second to hit that thumbs up. That's the like button, and it'd be highly appreciated. Okay, so by the thumbnail, you can tell this video is going to be about our reaction to Blue Devil's video and High Power Fitness video. They both did videos where they took a good portion of their time and talked about one another, or mentioned one another in different terms. Okay, not good ones. This been going on a while. You know, little things, little shots have been fired back and forth. I've been seeing it for a while now. Look, like Blue Devil says, if you have a problem, give him a call. Get on the horn and call him. But I know not everybody is able to do that. Not everybody has his number. Not everybody knows where to get it. And a lot of people ain't going to even go to the effort of doing it, you know. So I called him yesterday and I asked if it'd be all right if I got at High Power Fitness and if I shot him the number so that if he wanted to, he could contact him, because I knew he didn't have it. And the reason why I asked him if I could do that, if I could send that number down, was because that's his number. You know what I mean? And I got it for my purpose, what was going on a while back, you know? And I figured, let's give this man, High Power Fitness, the same opportunity, you know? But a lot was said yesterday, you know? And one of them, well, High Power Fitness brought up the fact that he got, Blue Devil got into it with Whack 100, and he called him a P-boy, okay? Still bringing up that old thing with Whack 100, you know. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, or maybe you will now that I mention it, but Blue Devil responds differently now to people who talk shit about him, especially if they come out with a fuck you, or, you know, talking on that level, you know. He responds in the same manner. He saw that the deal with Whack 100, the way he tried to handle it, didn't work. It wasn't appreciated by our people. A lot of us would have handled it differently, but that's the way he handled it at the time. And that's his cross to bear. You know what I'm saying? And I know he does bear that cross. And I know that does bother him. And I know he wishes he handled it differently. But it's too late for all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I know a lot of people, they talk shit and they want to hold that over him. You know? Everybody has their own opinions and their own choices to make, you know? Growing up through the years, I found a lot of homies that had made mistakes during their careers, and basically we wouldn't remove them, but we keep an eye on them and talk to them about how they handled the situation and how they maybe should have handled it differently. And when they fall into situations like that, if they handle it the same and they're still peeing on themselves and they're still acting like little bitches, and we get them out of the barrio. You know what I mean? But I think Blue Devil has something to offer the rap community, mostly the rap community, the young kids that are trying to come up and live that life and have that type of profession. I think that's a good little launching pad. You know, that his studio and how he interviews them and stuff, and he gives them that notoriety. You know, he brings them out, helps to bring them out, and some of them are already out there, but it gives them time to speak theirs. You know, so I pay attention. You know, I pay attention to what's said and who's saying it and everything. I guess there's comments that have been made about the North. I know that when High Power Fitness went up north, okay, he was invited to, I guess, like a dinner or a party thrown by Gold Toes, who is very big in the rap industry, especially up north. And he's a norteño. And there was a rapper there, the one that came down and did a ditch video on Lefty Gunplay, and High Power Fitness and this dude took pictures together, and dude was throwing up a 1-4, and a lot of homies understood, okay, you went over there, it was a business thing, because Gold Toes is actually a client of High Power Fitness, okay, as far as health and fitness goes. And I guess a lot of homies were like, why didn't he throw up a 13? Dude was throwing up a 14. He should have thrown up a 13. You know what I mean? Regardless of all of that, the fact remains that it was business, and they have a business relationship. You know, High Power Fitness works for Gold Toes. He's his fitness coach. He's his trainer. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to deal with them. And in business, you got to think about money, clients, overhead, growth. There's a lot of things that you want for your business, customer satisfaction, all these things that involve running a successful business. And that was part of High Power Fitness doing that, you know? I think the real problem, though, because Blue Devil brought it up in this video, and both of these videos I'm going to put in the description section. I'm gonna put both the name of the video and the channel, so if you want to go and watch what videos I'm talking about, they both are very recent videos. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you have seen them already. Anyways, so, man, I lost my train of thought here for a minute. So what Blue Devil brought out, even more than that one situation, because the Gold Toes things isn't that big a deal. He had a Southsider who happens to be black on his podcast, okay? And homie said that, well, Blue Devil asked him, hey, so you signed with Gold Toes, or you got something going with Gold Toes? And the young homie told him, no, it ain't like that. I did business with him, you know. And Blue Devil was like, what do you mean business? He says, the young rapper says, well, I used Gold Toes platform to push my music. It was a money venture. It was a deal. Music money deal. Okay? And the young Sureño was into that profession and making money doing that. So, you know, all right, well, that's cool. But High Power Fitness took it like, oh, now all of a sudden it's cool. Oh, you're switching up. You're changing sides, you know. And I really didn't see that in what was brought out. And it was just a comment and a conversation between these two guys. That seems to happen a lot with Blue Devil. You know, a whole podcast will go by, but they'll pull out one sentence and spin it, and then you got videos being made. And that's kind of what's happening here again. We just had a similar situation with Viral Way. Anyways, that's another story. But Blue Devil brought out another thing that I had brought out to High Power Fitness a long time ago, and that's the Dub and Gunner thing. Okay, now I'm sure if he would have did it once or twice, or gave them an honorable mention during one of his videos because of something that one of them did that he thought was, that person got down. Like when I said I did a video about Gunner when he got his daughter and was going to court with his daughter and everything. Yeah, I thought that was a honorable mention. That's something that you want to talk about. Men doing that for their kids and being involved with their children that much. You know what I mean? Anyways, but we didn't really do no collaborations or anything for whatever reasons, But High Power Fitness seems to mention one or the other, Gunner or Dubs, on almost every single video, And I don't know. It's not so much who they are. It's just that you're mentioning he's mentioning another content creators, the same ones over and over and over and over and over and over, like using it as kind of like a clickbait, let's see, Dubs, Gunner, because I'm going to be honest with you, whenever I do a response video or anything that has to do with Gunner or Dubs, gets a bunch of views. Renegade Media gets even more views, But nevertheless, I keep it down to, try to keep it down to a limit, and it's occasional, But I guess because, it's kind of constant with High Power Fitness that I don't know, it's a little bit like a bad look, you know what I mean? And I try to encourage High Power Fitness when I spoke to him a while back, not to do it like that, but like I told him, it's up to him and, whatever he thinks or feels, So it went as far as Blue Devil calling it treason, and treason's a very heavy crime, not only in the government, but in a neighborhood or in an organization, but it's something that was, I think, caused by High Power Fitness behavior and Blue Devil's behavior at one time, like people are always going on the comment section and saying, oh yeah, Blue Dildo, Blue Devil, yeah, he's a bitch, Blue Devil this, Blue Devil that, you know what I'm saying? For the same reason, like, I don't know, man. I just don't get it. But people say, oh, well, what are you saying? Are you saying that Blue Devil's solid? I don't know. Is he? Okay, like, answer. It's like that's a rhetorical question to me. Because I don't know the dude. Is he? And how do you know? Because of the little bullshit that happened with Blue Devil? I don't know. Is that enough to gauge a person and pretty much just like shut down everything he has to offer or say about the raza or rap music or whatever contribution he has to make to the channel? These are two guys. Both of them are good as far as they're not chomos. They're not they're not pedos, or they don't have no essay on them or even accusations or anything. They've never walked away from their commitment to anything, so as far as I know, these are just two solid guys. Yeah, Blue Devil messed up on that situation. I think he realizes that, and so he's taking a different route now. Now we just keep on watching and wait and see how everything plays out, you know. As long as he don't do nothing stupid where it's gonna end his career and he ends up in fucking prison, and then there's no podcast. You know, that opportunity for these youngsters is gone. And it is an opportunity. No matter how you look at it, it is an opportunity for the youngsters. And high power fitness has a lot to offer too, because health is very important, you know. That's why a lot of us die early, man, and die at a younger age, because we get overweight, man. We got bad eating habits. We're eating crap, you know. We don't know our bodies. We don't know about being healthy, you know, and getting healthy and then staying healthy. So what high power fitness does is very important also. So they both got something to offer the community and the younger homies and stuff. And I think that's what's important, and that's what's key. And I don't like to see two good homies go at it. You know, two homies that are in good standing go at it. You get what I'm saying? You know, if you want to clown somebody for their standing as far as they're standing in prison or in that life, you know, clown to your heart's desire, you know. But when I see two homies that are doing good for the community, have something to offer the community, and that don't have no kind of smut on them like that kind of at that level, I think it's wrong. Yeah, I don't agree with high power fitness having all that on every video, all of that stuff plastered on his thumbnails. But that's his choice. It's his channel, you know. Just don't miss the important part where he's talking about health and stuff. You know, take the meat and leave the bone, you know. Whatever you think is bullshit, just ignore it, you know. And if you're gonna hang on to this thing with Blue Devil, with that fucking asshole who's a fucking rat, a fucking, you know, there's very little you can't say about Whack 100, man. His own neighborhood called him down so they could get him out the barrio. Excuse me. I mean, come on. You know, the dude's all bad, even in a business sense for the homies. You know, he talks about not hiring sureños. How are you going to compare anything, man? And then his thing is getting views. Whack 100's thing is getting views and causing turmoil and attention. You know, that's what it's all about with that man. You know what I mean? Anyways, that should have been handled differently, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think High Power Fitness could do things differently. I think it would help his channel if he did more content on his own, you know, instead of piggybacking off of them two guys all the time. You know what I mean? But hey, if it works for him and it's making him money, fuck it, dale gas. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's a good look. You know what I mean? Especially if he ends up back in the system. You know, I don't think it would go well. I don't know. You know, as far as what Blue Devil said about some of his homies contacting Blue Devil or talking with Blue Devil, saying that they're not happy with what High Power Fitness is doing. Well, that's between High Power Fitness and his homies. If his homies got a problem with it, then they got to get it in. Why they're getting at Blue Devil? Why they're out there? What did he call it? Chismeando to Blue Devil. Why don't they go and get at their big homie and like, hey, homie, we don't like what you're doing, and we want to ask you to stop, you know, because it's a bad, whatever why they're out there telling Blue Devil stuff, you know. So that tells me the caliber of person that went over there and spit in his ear, you know, about all this they're not happy stuff, you know. So I take that with a grain of salt. Nevertheless, it's a bad beef, and I wish there'd be less of that between homies that don't got bad charges or not in bad standing. Anyways, this is my video for today. I just wanted to speak a little bit about what's going on here. Thank you for watching. Most important, above all, stay free, people. Stay free so we can be out here with our families when they need us, and so that they don't have to be spending their resources taking care of us while we're sitting in prison for making bad decisions. Anyways, thank you. God bless you. God bless your family. And I hope to see you on the next video. Gracias.